Super stoked. We are up to the TW. We have a new tire going on. Got another rod bike in here, Japanese rod over. So nature from where I come from, not too much what I want to do. Have to rebuild the fork on the 125. Gotta get that going, get that squared away. We got the 450. It's up to the rebuild table, and I've been kind of going over this thing, which, if you can see it, let me know. Maybe I'll get a square picture here and see if you can, if anybody recognizes what's going on there, comment. Other than that, I'm gonna get that straightened up, get that taken care of. It's not a bad looking rod bike. I mean, for I think it's like a 1100 Suzuki. So we'll get this straightened up. It's a cool looking bike though. I want to mob it around. The dude has this new tank here, which we're gonna talk to him about. I think he should actually just go back to his original tank there, and yeah, that original tank. It's more for this Bad MF Customs. Cool bike, man. Too bad these guys try to act like there's something they're not, and then we'll get the original carb cleaned up, because the aftermarket carbs are never the right ones, and we use a bunch of the aftermarket stuff. But with what's going on there, I got to check some stuff out and make sure that there's nothing been damaged in the diaphragm and some other places. So go from there, get some more stuff cleaned up, and I think we'll be ready to rock and roll on some more newer projects. Yeah, well, a lot of stuff to clean up. Sorry about it being so close. It's a mess. Went to another shop. It did not work out between me and that dude. He uncontrollable and money spinning, so we don't agree eye to eye on money, and we'll leave that there. And I'm gonna rock my own shop. Got business going. We're looking good, and got the CR70. We got a carburetor kit coming for it, air filter, chain, new front tire tube. Go over some other stuff. I think I got a lever for that there now, and yeah, we're gonna keep on rocking, so stay tuned. Oh man, y'all, that is let's sit right there. Fresh bike in this week. I think it's a Suzuki 1100 here, and let's see, that is the fuel line coming out of the tank. We're going down. That is a breather. That should be where it's going. That's where it's going. It should be down here, not here. We need to get in there and check that out and make sure that this doesn't have a hole in it now. The diaphragm's okay, and go from there. See what kind of damage has been done. It's all gravity fed, so that's good. That way you don't got no pump up against it. Some of these bikes are pump fed. I'm gonna see if I can get him to go back to his original tank. They got some kind of messed up piece on the original tank. What they got going on here? Some, yeah, like a copper plumb fitting and that, which I think we could find an actual petcock and put his original tank back on this, because he just wants a bar hopper, and this is not a down the road bike. So stay tuned. Excuse the but it is hot. We are like 100 degrees outside. We're in the basement. We got this going apart. If we can get that. Can you see that thing down in there? I don't know how that thing got there. But that is the main jet. Let's see what we got for a main jet. A 142 for a main. Okay. Some waters, and we'll get this supersonic fired up. We'll get this old carb, and we'll get it start cleaning. Okay, catch you later. Hi, next day here. We got the carburetor cleaned up. We got it rearranged. Still the aftermarket one that he bought, which was actually really close to the same one. Maybe some differences in the jetting, but all in all really close. As you can see, we have rerouted the fuel line, and not just that, we have it hooked up to the right spot down here. I didn't really get a super close look at that, but I don't know if you can all see that, but it's supposed to go down here, and it was hooked up here. So it was supposed to be down here, it was up here. That's supposed to be just a vacuum line. And I got another vacuum line on the side of the motor. I gotta figure out where I need to send it and what it's supposed to go to. And we got the choke over here, which I think I might just run down inside here or figure something out where this dude can figure something out. We got options, and then I have the mounting coming. Move this up to here, and I think that will stay the same about right there. We'll drill a hole. What I've seen custom, we'll drill a hole directly through the tank. We'll rubber mount it, rubber mount to the tank, rubber mount against the body, and send the bolt through. That mounts the tank, bolted up, shims on the inside on both sides to equally space it off the frame, and that will hold that one. And I will have another bung for the new tank, and he can either go back to the other one or the new one. But as far as right now, the bike will start up. It runs. I don't know how good, because I can't really take it for a ride down the road. I guess I could zip tie that tank, but that's not cool. I don't want to scratch nothing up. I'll just wait. On the other hand, the 250, RM250, we are going back together. The motor will be Cerakoted, and it should be brought back to life coming up. I have the TBT suspension back. We'll be going over that and sticking it on this bike as long as we get the rear linkage kit put on, the swing arm on, we'll put the rear shock on, we'll put the front suspension on, and we'll get all that rolling back together. That is the entire bike right there. So yeah, we get all that back together. Woo! I'm super stoked over this one. It's gonna be a 12-to-1 dome top, so we're pushing the compression up even more, because we don't really make any head kits from what I find, and I don't like the VH or SVH or something like that head. I've had it crack on me, so I will just go with a super dome top piston, pushing it all the way against the cylinder, so our compression ratio should be through the roof, which is a bueno for me. This bike could stand on in and get ready to crawl up the mountain over there on the other side of Wolf Creek come the end of the month. So we got all kinds of stuff to do. Here we go. So kick around here, I have a ball joint press for what is used for a car, and that is this thing here. That is the linkage, three-way linkage for the RM 250. 125 is the same. This one's for the 250, and we're just gonna press that out right through there. It's this thing I really like because it does that. So yeah. What up? So I seen this bullshit hack on YouTube, and the wrench, it's stuck in there, and you get it. If you wanted to tighten it, you go the other way, but hey, here's two little hacks on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram that truly work. Cool. New day in the shop. We are still working on the Kawasaki Vulcan 800 Street Bob because it has been modified completely, and we are going to mount this tank. We'll get that mounted. I get the old tank over there and that all fixed up, and we'll go from there. So this dude can run old tank, or he can have his new tank painted and go from there. I gotta get the lever straightened up here, the throttle, get that all straightened away so it's solid, doesn't move on you. That's not cool. And she's going back together. Oh yes, and look at that new suspension. TBT Racing, I am totally thankful for you and that, and I had to pay for it, but I am so game to try this suspension out and see how it did compared to the old KYB Cholo suspension it had on it. Cholo suspension it had on it. Oh. So we got the old carb cleaned up, it's straightened up, looked it over, it's all squared away, it fits on here, runs good. But I also wanted to see, because this aftermarket carb was really close to being, well actually this is the closest I've ever seen to being close to a original carb, legitly. So it just didn't have the little oxygen port that goes on this little pumper right here, which is a delete, but we really don't need it on this K-Bob build, which actually is why I'm kind of going back with this carburetor and not the other original carburetor. So it doesn't have that little vacuum port right there. Now our fuel is not going in this valve anymore, it's going back down here to the gray valve, and I need to check the motor because they were running that other, what the vent valve added the fuel petcock to the vent valve for the case. So I got to check that and make sure there's no gas in the case. All that, hopefully we didn't wash no rings. This bike hasn't hopefully ran that great or done that good. We got the choke run out and down here, which I'll probably stick it through and under and have a zip tie thing coming out down there. Tank wants to run away, so hopefully I can zip tie that in right there, and yeah, that will be the choke right there on that. So we're going with the aftermarket carb on this. We got the extra vents, straight piped. Get the vent tube on the other side because he had an air filter going to it. Cut off, and then both of those smog tube, vent tubes on the top of these will be connected on this version instead of just plugging them off. I'm kind of just checking that out, seeing if each motor will feed off itself and help. And we're gonna do that with this hose here to this port here to that port over there, and just go straight across. And on that note, I'm waiting for the tank mounts to come and then go from there. Catch you. What up, y'all? Here on the basement again. We are rocking and rolling. We got this done up for this dude. Yeah, we got the carburetor set. This all spray paint put back together here. Vacuum hose coming out the top and running backwards now. We got the vacuum coming out of the chamber running over here, and fuel line going into where it's supposed to go. Tank we got mounted. Now it's sitting solid. It's not moving. It looks great. I'm happy with it. This thing all put together, tuned. Got the other tank over there, right there. That tank fixed. The other carburetor, the main carburetor, is fixed. It just had vacuum ports that we were not using no more, so we went with the aftermarket carb on this build, which seems to be holding up. We have a 140 in the main, 140 main, a 48 for the pilot. This thing is purring now. Let's see here. We're down here. And it's not a Harley, it's a Kawasaki Vulcan 800. So here's to this street bob. We are gonna call it good for now. This dude is ready to go ride around, rock and roll, do what he wants to do, have fun with his friends. He has he has reserve, so you hit reserve, dude, you better be looking for a gas station or be carrying a little bit with you, because this thing is probably a drinker. I don't really know. I didn't go but 17 miles on the thing, so I don't know exactly how good fuel mileage is for this thing. That's something he's gonna have to figure out now. But we got the CR70, we got the carb kit coming for it, the 250 over my back here with the new rebuilt forks from TBT and Montrose Highland Cycles. Thank you, dude. Big thanks to Morgan and Zach. And yeah, your shop is awesome, dude. Thank you. You're on the other side of the mountain from me, so I can be like, if you're over there, Montrose area, go see Highland Cycles. He'll be your local shop. If you're here in Cortez, Mancos, Dolores, Cajon area, come see me. Hit me up. I'll work on your bike. I'm mainly a dirt biker, but you know what? I can fix your street bike too, so evidently I can. Catch y'all later.